You're writing stuff down, and here is the next take it with you all day step, and it's super important. It is to be conscious and aware of what you are thinking, saying, and feeling as often as you possibly can. And it sounds like, first I'm like, that I have a job in life. I can't just be constantly worried about what I'm thinking and saying. You know, that sounds like a lot of work. And at first it was because I had been saying a lot of negative stuff. You know, it was interesting to transition out of articulating myself in a way that described how things were instead of how I wanted them to be, right? We are taught to look backwards, to look forwards. That the only way to understand the future is to figure out the past. That we have to go backwards and analyze it to death, figure out why this happened and how could it have been different. And you know, that's most of our process is to analyze things until we get an answer and it can all make sense. But how often does it make sense when we try to fix things that have already happened or try to change stuff that's in the past? How often do you get clean by walking back through the mud? Some of my favorite ones. You can't get clean that way, you know? And people often ask me, you don't feel like you're running away from your problems? You're not really facing your feelings because you're so focused on just feeling better and you don't allow those thoughts to be present? I think that there's a difference between focusing on the negative and the past in a way that I expect to get some kind of fulfillment from that, as opposed to just acknowledging it and moving on in a more positive direction. You know, for example, let's start something small in terms of how I articulate things differently. I don't want it to rain, I want it to be sunny, right? I try not to say what I don't want, period. I hear the word don't come out of my mouth, it's an alarm goes off. Right? So when I'm expressing what I do want, I try to stay clear of rehashing what I don't. And that's been a really interesting thing for me because I'm the kind of person, I like to talk about stuff. So when something happens, I'm calling my mom right on the phone. Amber's getting a text from me. You will not believe what happened, you know, and I feel the need that like maybe I'll feel better if I get it out and can share that experience. It doesn't feel better to share a negative experience with somebody else, and rarely do you leave that kind of conversation with the fulfillment that you're looking for. So being willing to let it go and to not, it's like the most relief I've felt in a long time to not need to talk about it. That's so powerful, to not need to talk about it. If I can't say something nice, I don't say anything at all. And that was like something I was told as a child, and now is a motto that I really try to live by. And it's everything from complaining about the guy who cut me off, you know, to real family problems that are like some pretty serious issues that I have to deal with, and how I go about looking at them, you know, is everything, and I know that. So I'm applying this to the little stuff and the really big stuff. And that's something else that we'll touch on is like, where's this negative stuff coming from? You know, where's this contrast? If I'm in such a good place, then how is it that bad things still happen sometimes? And am I responsible for that? Or is there, more importantly, is there a connection between something inside my own vibration and whatever that thing is that happened? And the answer is